Not an ambush, fortunately for you, but I do have the advantage. Um, you guys set up for the breach. We see like the teams stack up with the corporals as the breachers probably, um, and the other platoon set up kind of in a crossfire position, and you swarm through the passageways. And it's a little variable, right? Like some are longer than others. It's dark. Your suit lights are bouncing around as you go through the tunnels, and you emerge in one of these larger chambers. There's three at the bottom, and you see that they've, just like the tunnels, they've been sort of eaten away or carved in some way to create this big chamber, and it's been built to hold at the bottom three large masses. They're about the size of like a Volkswagen bus, kind of roughly, kind of that shape too, sort of bread loaf sort of shape. Um, it's hard to get this at a glance, but I'll kind of be a little more detailed just for our brain pictures here. Each of them are three organisms that are nestled together or clutched together. They seem to be specialized in some way. This symbiotic process is happening. One of them is one part of it, one is the middle part, and one is the other end. They're semi-translucent, kind of like the spidery bug egg things. You can see tubules going through them, fluid flowing. They're slightly luminescent. It's dark inside the chamber here, but they kind of give off this purpley green iridescent glow inside their bodies. Some kind of biological process is happening. Sprouting off of these things, each of them has different types of tubular sprouts. One of them, it may be sensory organs. They're like small little tendrils with orbs on the end of them that are all drifting around as if they're underwater. There's like maybe 100 of them. The middle one has long spikes that go all the way to the ceiling and are anchored in the top of the chamber. And the third one has eel-like looking tendrils about 2 meters long with mouth parts or some kind of orifice at the end of it. Maybe a dozen or more of these. And they all turn and go rigid as the troopers enter the room, and they start spitting some sort of fluid under pressure that has these needle-like calcified projectiles inside of it. So that kicks off. There's
Yep, I'm with you, buddy.
There's three of these things. At a glance, it's hard to tell exactly what these organisms are doing, or like, you know, you're in combat. It's hard to just go, that's that thing, right? In terms of like getting a sample of a particular bit. But that's the general picture. There's three of these triple organisms at the bottom of the chamber, roughly nestled together. Only one of them has the spikes up through the ceiling. One of them, you see these spikes like receding downward into the central body. The third one doesn't have any spikes extruded, and it's some of its attacking eel protrusions are blasting away and digging out the bottom of the basin underneath it. Yeah, okay, that's the situation.
All right.
Let's kill it.
So, good plan. Or more, maybe who knows. So I won. I'm setting the initial range at far.
Okay.
And I'm fighting.
Well, how many of them are there?
Oh, right, tokens. Sorry. Three tokens.
I currently have no fire weapon.
Well, I do.
John, is there cover anywhere?
No, not currently. I mean, you could try to make some or improvise some, but it doesn't exist right now.
Just shoot.
I'm attacking as well with a 4.
So, John, I know I'm about to ask to do 2 things at once. But I'd like to advance and also kind of sort out where to get a sample from. Is that?
Oh yeah, you can do that with an FA.
Okay.
Sure, that's fine. Generally speaking, you can change range with an NFA test and do an NFA action. That's okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I am going to be in trouble.
Wow. Wow. All right.
It happens.
Come on, aliens. I need a 6 or better. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Okay. Correct.
Let me tell you what happens. They do kills to all of you because I beat all of you, and because I beat all of you, I get to change range and push you all out of far, and I'm out of here. See you guys later.
I have to check my orders.
So here's what's happening on screen. Now I'm not canceling, but I am moving you guys before you get to go. So this is one of those cases where it's kind of like canceling because you don't have weapons that can attack beyond far. So it's kind of a super dick thing here.
Yeah.
You technically still get your turns, but you're going to be beyond far and you won't do any kills. So sorry. Yeah, well, combat is over. I'm
Yeah, it's escaping.
Combat is not over.
Well, so we're going to do things like the right way, but I'm just going to describe what I'm doing. So I go first.
Technically, before you go,
yeah,
what I'm thinking about doing is using a strength.
Right. I thought you might. I'm going to describe what's happening, and then you can interrupt me at however you want. Because strengths kind of break the normal turn order and stuff. So, what I'm doing by pushing you guys beyond far is I'm inflicting kills with the eel mouths on the 2 of them. The other one is boring out the hole through the bottom, and the 3 of them are jettisoning themselves down out of the alpha objective rock and launching themselves towards the safety of the larger mass of aliens in the lower sections of the rocks here. So they're getting out basically instead of getting destroyed by the Marines. That's what's happening. So everyone's taking a kill, and I'm moving. And
Pasternak. No, actually, no. This is about me and my command. I'm not even gonna wait. I'm using a strength.
Okay. Before I inflict kills.
Yes, absolutely.
Just
although there wouldn't be any kills, right? Because if the combat's over, then
we'd all take a kill and then we'd all heal up.
The way, yeah.
Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I have Order 5, and Order 5 is ensure that no creatures in an encounter survive. So it's literally my order, like the same way that a corporal's orders are to get everyone home and minimize our damage. My objective is different. So I am the LT may occasionally buck the standard 316 structures of engagement or whatever, but I take my job seriously. So I think there's a moment where I realize what they're about to do. And as someone's firing, I just reach over and move the gun so that it focuses the one that's boring. And I give the everybody on that one call as I go rushing forward. And essentially if the others try to detach or move or whatever, I'm going to go in with that laser sword, cutting through them and trying to pin them. So because I have a badass strength moment, I'm also going to narrate that we capture one of these because that's our objective.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome.
And you narrate a flashback.
Yeah.
That describes your character's what happened in their past that leads to this strength happening here.
I think it was because I'm a low gravity earther, so I've been modified to like. This is actually probably the most painful I've been in like forever. But like I think it just goes back to my academy days, like, or like whenever we're like in the training regimen or whatever, that before it spits us out to our ships.
Yeah.
And the memory that I have is actually, I think it's actually the exact. Oh no, I'm building character. Oh, this game.
Oh no.
I think what it was is that I was, I never had that attachment to like kills. And so I would make like flippant remarks a lot like I do with Goodman. But that went over very poorly, particularly against like a lot of the people that were like competing. And I would like basically look down on their achievements because like I didn't really consider them that important. And there's just like a moment where like you see like 5 or 6 people all like super muscly and like looking like with the tats and everything. And, you know, they like corner me in some like, I don't know, locker room or whatever. This is very like jock sort of imagery. And yeah, they're like gonna put it to me and like, you know, tell me to change. And I think it's just like I go down and I don't, and then the scene is about to repeat itself. And that's like when you see like the melee combat skills pop up, because like that's the stuff that I was spending my time training when they were like doing kill counters and like big guns and like whatnot. And so the strength that I'm going to call in is I've just very simply labeled it 110%.
Nice.
So yeah, I think that I just like completely sometimes lose it and go berserk. And this is like one of those moments where I'm like, nope. Like I turn off limiters and go hot. So,
nice.
Yeah. This also explains why Goodman and I butt heads so hard.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you get your strength. All the tokens are removed from the encounter. You win the encounter. You get to roll your best kills at your best range, whatever that is.
It's 2d10. It's so exciting. You guys ready for it? Yeah.
What do you have that does 2d10?
Oh, actually, I didn't bring it this time. That's my HMG. Sorry, I was just looking for the biggest number.
You've got an orbital bombard.
I was going to say, I thought your laser sword did. Yeah.
It does 1d10.
1d10. Okay.
All right, hang on. Oh yeah, 5 kills, almost as much as nukes.
Almost.
And what's the what do you call the what do you call your strength?
110%.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Young goes into overdrive. Yeah. And it's like your melee combat skills we've seen before, but also like you said, you direct everyone's fire on the one creature so it can't bore the hole and jettison the other 2 out. And once you're trapped in there, once they're trapped in there with you, it's just a kill box, right? The rest of the Marines just cut loose and eradicate these things. Now, because you use a strength and because it's a win, I don't get to fuck with you about like, well, you destroyed samples and I don't know, make a roll to see if you can salvage something and blah, 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 blah. Basically, you direct their fire the way you want. You disable one of them and it's still alive. It's up to you how you want to, like, in terms of samples at the end of this thing, like what's left and what do you get?
I think that like the next shot we see after this like sweet montage and then commercial break and then we come back to the show and is like we see like obviously a lump the size of the 3 beasties and it's covered in some like substance that we've like sprayed on. Like throughout the show everyone's like, wow, that's a really weird thing. Is that a new sidearm that they designed for this episode? And it turns out to be like a black goo thing that's got like sedatives and stuff in it or whatever. And so like we've got one of these masses that we're gonna drag the shit back with us because that's what we're doing. That's
what you're doing. Yep.
So I'm a plot actually the shortest exit vector that we can find, and that's where we're headed. Because like the idea is get to the surface, get picked up, get the hell out, rain fire.
Yeah, yeah. Once this stuff is gooed up, I think because like load was a problem on this mission. Maybe the weird delta things are like little droney type things, and you release it and it like flies over and sprays this nanomaterial or something, and then the drone like is made of the stuff and it disintegrates till it just disappears, and this thing is encased with, it's like the high tech side of 316 that we see.
Leafington calls it. You say, Leafington in chat says they call it the sleeping bag.
Oh yes, oh that's so good.
Awesome.
Nice, the sleeping bag. I'm writing that down. Tech sleeping bag. We have the vacuum cleaner scanner and the sleeping bag. That's perfect. So that's done. Oh, did you say if it was still alive or if it was?
Oh yeah.
It is
yeah.
Oh right, because there's sedatives in the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So you get it, and you're bring up your map and you're plotting your course, and you feel those tremors again, right? Like no surprise. Like the remaining inhabitants of the hive, you've destroyed and captured their leaders or their spawn queen or whatever this thing is. And so they're like swarming down through the superstructure, and you're plotting the shortest path out to a pickup point. And you're calling Lucille too to pick you up. Or are you gonna?
We'll see. Yes, I'm gonna do that. But we haven't seen this before. But we may actually see what an evac looks like.
I was gonna say like this is a much shorter operation than they planned. They're probably still in the process of fixing the dropships. But if you want to use your evac ability, you can, and tell the GM, "Fuck you, I have evac." they come get us.
I do have evac, but give me just a second. I want to check the orbital bombardment rules.
All these kills to get.
First, before you do that, Josh, can you just test NFA for me real quick?
Absolutely, no problem.
This is the plot the fastest way to pick up roll.
Nope.
Okay.
We're going to run into a jam.
There's another fight in your future.
So bear with me. My plan was get this stuff out, go up, drop heat, right? But the orbital bombardment rules say that you test NFA and it basically just like vaporizes all of your opposition. So if I were to call for an orbital bombardment, would we have to do it like on a per round basis, like once we engage in combat?
No, you can do it outside of combat. It'll be like, I mean, it'll take some amount of time. But yeah, you can call for it. Well, normally you have free access to your radios and you can talk to the ship very easily.
Yeah.
And the NFA role is more like getting permission and convincing them to use it right now, and danger close calculation, blah, 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 blah. In this case, I think it's the problem is talking to the Savannah, right? You have easy comm access. So it's less about like getting permission and more just establishing a signal.
Cool. So I think I'm going to pull the big lever, and because I was planning to nuke the planet anyway, there's no point to us. I know that when you orbital bombard, everybody has to take a kill. So I might as well do it when we're not all going to die from it.
Generally a good policy.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
So you guys, so you're going to test against my AA, which is the like planetary interference bullshit.
No problem.
I think given the fiction here, Morgan, if you want, your long range comms are dead. If you want to help though, boost the signal, both of you guys can roll for this, but it'll be the same risk as before. You'll risk burning out the lieutenant's comm system. But you get 2 tries against my AA if you want to take that chance.
What do you think, Morgan? I think it's solid. I think we both roll it.
Okay. Got a 7. Best I can do.
Best I can do is tie you now.
Got an 8. Best I can do.
Oh, nice. Sweet. So what do you do, Morgan? What does Pasternak do?
Well, I've got my radio's burnt out, but that doesn't mean my antenna is not. My antenna's still there. So I'm gonna add my antenna onto the onto the LTs and basically take the pieces from mine that are burnt out and trick them away, and take the pieces that are not burnt out and add them and boost the signal for the LTs. Nice.
Yeah, well, and this is extra cool, I think, because you're doing this while your fields are on. So you have to do this like really.
Well, it's the slow knife penetrates.
I should have known.
That's what cartoon reference.
Because basically the entire field thing, right, is it's dealing with all the pressure. But if you just, you can still shoot out of it, and you can still, touch your own body. It's when it's the pressure of, all that. That's the problem. It's not.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. So a quick field modification to your antenna, and you get a signal to the Savannah. And normally there's layers of protocol here where you connect to an automated system, you put in a request, it does a bunch of calculations to see if you're in the firing arc of the ship, and kicks it up for command approval, blah, 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 blah. In the fiction of our weird version of 316 here, things are a little different. We've seen you just sort of like self-authorize. You're like, nah, I give myself permission.
Beep, boop.
Yeah. So that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's what happens when the captain isn't paying attention and leaves the connections open.
That's right.
There's a good chance that if the camera rolls back, you can see that I'm already setting this up, even when we're launching and I'm still at Lucille's station typing or something.
Yeah.
Because I saw this coming, so I probably prepped a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, you preloaded some contingencies. Yeah, totally. So here's the situation as I am picturing it, Strauss. You're gonna orbital bombard at the appropriate moment. Which does a kill because of the massive radiation exposure and a bunch of other crap. Evac also does a kill because of the way that you get picked up. This high G crazy smashing attack run that they do to pick up the troopers. And the course plotting to the evac point was not a perfect success, so there's an attack. You're going to be swarmed by these aliens. So that's what you currently know, Lieutenant. And we're moving into that showdown right now.
Are we actually going to fight the aliens?
They are cutting you off and swarming you before you get to your evac point. Yes.
Okay.
We're going to test for dominance. So basically, you did your best on that NFA test before to find the best evac point. It didn't work out. So they're going to attack you before that. And who's rolling for dominance?
I'm rolling.
I got it too.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom! Yes!
Nice.
All success, we have highest.
Highest is a PC.
Okay, so do we want to be near or far?
Near seems okay.
Now, you guys haven't done this. I should point out, just as to be fair here as the GM, that what I did as the aliens pushing you beyond far to end the encounter, you guys can do that.
Right.
You can start at far, and then if you succeed on NFA tests or FA to change range, you can just move out and leave the encounter. So that is a thing that Marines can do.
Before we do anything else, John, can you please describe the aliens that are attacking us? Is it the little swarmy things?
Yeah, it is. And
so the alien ability they manifested was to pull us into close. As far as I know, you only get one alien ability. Is that correct?
Nope.
Depends. Sometimes I think there's a roll too.
Okay.
It depends on the ability. Some you can just use as much as you want. Some cost. Some are one time.
I feel like maybe we just run it at close.
You just want to kill him?
It's not that I just want to kill him. It's that there is no real downside at running it at close that we've seen. I might be wrong. In which case,
some of our kills are more maximized to be near or far.
Oh, I don't. That's none of my orders. Okay,
that's your problem, Corporal.
Right.
My orders have very specific parameters, and I have accomplished all my orders because, by definition, orbital bombardment kills everything on the planet.
I mean, you did get the highest roll, Morgan. So if you want to fulfill your
Yep.
kill ratio orders, you set
Yeah,
three.
let's go to near.
Okay. That is the point of those orders in the game, basically, is for that type of thing right there.
Although if we were at far, we could then extricate ourselves. But yeah, let's go to near.
So you're making your way. You've backtracked for most of it, and then you've taken a turn off into new tunnels to the closer evac point. I think maybe you're trying to get at like exterior, because you know they're doing this extreme high speed evac. So maybe you can hedge it a little bit and get picked up below the maximum depth, because they're not going to be down there as long as they normally would be, because they don't stop. Basically, they just
that sounds
by.
good. Let's do it.
So it's closer. You sort of take a right turn and go towards the exterior on the side of the alpha objective there. And as you're going, the same thing happens again, right? It's vibration through the tunnels, swarm, and then the rest of the hive comes out, including this time there's the little spidery life form, and there's also some of the big black tarps, but they're in their like collapsed closed umbrella form, and they're even like some of them are twisted like a towel, like wrung together to compact themselves even more and be more springy. They're coming out. At first glance, they look like those eel shooter things, but it's actually the tarp life form. And when they're come out of the hole, and then they kind of try to pop open like umbrella style and envelop the marine. So they're trying to. So I'm attacking you. Is everybody fighting or doing something else?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm fighting. Eric is fighting, and Eric rolls a 5. Success.
I'm fighting, and I rolled a 5 as well.
LT?
I'm fighting, and I roll a 1.
Success. And I roll a 2. So it's Goodman and Pasternak tied for going first.
Right.
I don't think it matters. There's still tokens left here. It's not the last one.
Well,
if someone wants to cancel, right? Yeah, it would matter.
Right,
and so you can roll off if you want to roll off.
I don't think we should roll off, because I think I start firing first, and I tell you, and I say, Corporal, like, suppress, like, you know, like I'll hold them off, but I need to reload Elric from last time, and like while I'm shooting, and so like in fiction and out of fiction, I want you to be the one who cancels, and I'm the one who shoots. And,
I'm sorry. Did you just give orders to a superior officer?
No, well, it's the middle of fighting, so
okay.
just I know, but and when I say that, I also go, and by the way, I did not appreciate your music choices on the drop here. We need to talk about that as I fire.
Okay.
Right.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Or are you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have control over it, but I start shooting.
Well, by basically, you're saying you're not going to cancel.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
you're
you're talking. You can order him to suppress.
I could.
You could. Yes.
But I like the idea that you're stealing my thunder.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
All right. So you'll get the kills, but I will get the negate for the rest of it. Unless we want to just all do some kills, because we could all
take down 3 and then take a kill.
Take a hit, right? And we're already going to take 2 hits.
The lieutenant's the only one taking a hit because I beat him. I beat her. I got a 2.
Okay. And how many hits are we taking from the whole orbital bombardment dropship thing?
2.
1. Yeah.
2. So it almost makes more sense for us to just all shoot and.
Do we technically recover a hit at the end of this combat before the other stuff happens? Like as far as where our operations go?
Yes, unless the lieutenant calls evac during the fight.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, I'm attacking, so Eric's gonna roll his D100 kills right now. I got 28.
I mean, why do I even bother chasing? Is the thing. I mean, that's the question.
You can
take Elwick away from me. You can.
Let's.
I'd like to see you try, but you can.
I mean,
All right, so that's on 5.
Yeah.
Morgan, you also go on 5.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm going to.
Let's discuss this real quick. If we each get a hit and we win the next test, we'll be fine because we can just soak this into armor, right?
Well, only you'll be taking the hit.
Yeah.
Oh, the aliens only do damage to people below them, not a kill to everyone.
People who fail and who are lower than them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me take a hit.
Okay. So you'll take the hit, and I will roll.
Okay. So
Also roll
Eric,
kills.
I'm gonna armor, John.
Morgan, you take a token and you do 5. And then Young takes a hit on her armor.
Ooh, I get 10 kills.
Hey.
You're beating me. God.
So Strauss, what's that like? You get 10 kills and your armor takes a hit. What happens?
I think I throw some grenades in, and that's where like 9 of my kills come through, and I see some of the like thin spun up tarps like coming like knives at us, and what I'm actually doing is like trying to defend the thing that we're dragging through the corridor. I don't know if they're trying to rescue it or attach to it or feed it energy or
It might be, yeah.
whatever. But the point is that's where like my armor gets like peppered because I'm like melee combating from like 6 sides or whatever. And yeah.
Nice. So on my go,
I just let loose with my e-rifle and just bam, 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 bam.
just mow them down.
Yep.
So
On my go, I am using my ability. I'm going to pull you in.
it's finally occurred to me what I'm supposed to be doing technically at the start of this game as a corporal with this gun. I'm supposed to be doing what Young's doing all the time. And then, like, at the last minute or at the start of the show, I just roll a D100 and get my kills. And while everyone else is constantly firing and doing those things, I'm supposed to be having the NFA doing this stuff. As far as, like, team spirit is supposed to go, that probably seems like what I was supposed to be doing instead of me just being selfish the whole time.
You should totally play the hard ass because you're actually technically the canonical character.
Yeah.
Like, you're on all the posters for recruitment. You are literally what they want.
You are.
True.
All right. I'm not dead yet. I'm still fighting.
All right. I'm fighting.
I need a real good round to threaten you guys. You're kicking ass. Everybody fighting?
I mean, is there a point to me? Yeah, okay, fine. I'll fight too. There's no real point here. But
well,
okay.
Josh, considering you're beating me on kills this time.
All right. I'll take it. We ready?
Oh, I failed. Oh man.
I failed too. It's okay.
I needed my 7.
I succeeded with a 2.
I'm
Eric,
at
did you roll?
26 kills, which is an all-time record for a planet for me.
Right?
Yeah.
Only a 2. But I figured, yeah, okay.
Tied with
well, in this case, I'm going to take it because screw you.
You order me down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get funny and
Nice.
I take out that little snub nose revolver that I have in the back, and as you're about to blast, I just go pop pop and get the last couple.
Oh, that makes sense because, like I said, in the round before that, I had to reload Elric, so that's fine. Yeah, it makes sense. It's like right when I'm getting ready.
Bam, 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 and we'll see how many I get.
Ooh.
Hey,
Nice.
As many as I've done up to this point.
If you don't think for a second that when I make this rollable table, kills are actually going to be a symbol and it just has a counter or like a tally or something like that as kills, yeah, you got something.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
It's going to have a number at the end, so you don't have to sit there and be like, how many is that? But it still will be fun. It'll be fun to see all the different stars for confirmed kills.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That sounds sharp.
We get a gold star.
Yeah.
All right, so Pasternak, snub nose, tot. Blast
And
off.
probably a couple of knives and other, boot to one of them, and
There's a few pinned to the wall, wriggling with the knives. Yeah, nice.
Where does he put all of them? It's like that scene from Beyond the Thunderdome where like you see like he's taking out weapons, but like it comes back 10 minutes later, he's still taking out weapons.
Yeah, I have worked out where I put them all already.
Oh, nice.
I drew up a Mandelbrot symbol, and I said, okay, well here, and I can do this goes there, and that goes there. Gotta get your carry in order.
That's right. So LT, here's the tactical situation. There are still aliens remaining in your vicinity for killing. However, you're out of combat. You have your antenna working. You can call evac and you can bombard. Or you know the tactical situation. You know basically that those 4 tokens are left. If you want to like sweep and clear and like finish mission 316 style, you can, or you can pull the cord.
Because the thing is that my orders are actually to kill every counter in an engagement, which we have accomplished. And I am about to wipe the planet clean, which means that those 4 counters are dead. They're just not going to be dead by our hand, which is a different. That's not my orders. That's not required. So yeah.
That is your call to make.
It is. I make the call. So yeah, we're just gonna. I'm gonna make it rain. I think that there's just like the like instead of a drop ship, they do the evac pod, which I'm visualizing like the round kind of shapes from BattleTech that they have, and it just careens through orbit and high orbit fire, and like we get picked up and we go up and just it's gonna rain a hell of a lot of death and destroy everything down there because somebody told me that Order 7's been invoked.
I like this. However, if you don't mind, I'd like to modify that tech slightly.
Please do.
Or not slightly, like entirely.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. Go ahead.
Normally, on a capital ship, you have evac pods, like you described.
Mm-hmm.
I think on the Savannah, they just attach boosters to the dropships.
Ooh, okay.
So the pilots still fly them.
Okay.
And you're like on your HUD, the drop pod symbol appears, and you're like boop boop boop, and you call them like you normally would. But when everyone gets exterior on the sides of the rock, you see the light of the fiery thing coming down, and it's kind of like the oh man, I used to know the name of that device. It's a special forces pickup device. They put a cable on a C-130 with like a drag. Yeah, and you wear this harness, and the plane flies overhead and picks you up off the ground. So they don't have to land a chopper or anything. It's kind of like that. Everyone rigs your suits for pickup, and they extend these arms behind them with hooks. And usually the drop pod, it comes by at like this insane speed. That's where everyone takes a kill from it. But this time when the clouds part, you see the nose art on Lucille's dropship and Banshee behind, just like perpendicular to where you're standing, and everyone holds still, and clung, you get dragged. So because we're ending the mission early, like everyone's taking 2 kills, you're going to heal on the ship, so I'm not going to mark your damage and stuff. Mm-hmm. But you get hauled inside the dropships, and we cut to the reverse angle of the ships still under full boost, straining under the turn, and everyone's pinned against the racks, and Lieutenant Tyrrell's nose is bleeding inside his helmet, and he's like pinned backwards. We see his face shaking inside his helmet. And then we go exterior, and the dropships start to burn upwards out towards orbit, and the orbital bombardment payload is passing you as you're going up. And Savannah, because it's a cutter, it's like a kind of a more like a attack craft. Instead of sitting up in orbit and like releasing these weapons, it actually flies low, and it has weapons that it would use to attack another starship. So you see the Savannah itself like in its wide turn, like just cutting loose like a broadside, basically towards the planet. And the big heat blooms and nuclear explosions start going off.
Oh yeah, underneath the clouds, you just like see the totally.
Yeah. And back inside, everyone's rattling, and the explosions kick forward, and everyone's Geiger counters peg. Your depth field charges like crackle and die. Your helmets all turn black to like protect you from the heat and light. Panels start smoking. Lucille grabs a fire extinguisher from the back of her chair and is like spraying inside the cockpit. Yeah. Everything gets burned and wrecked by the orbital bombardment.
Chief is amazing.
And the two dropships break out of the cloud cover back up towards orbit. The booster rockets expend their fuel and get dumped off the wings. And these two like sparking, radiation damaged dropships are drifting forward as the Savannah finishes its turn to come and pick you up. Good job.
Yeah.
1D1000.
Yeah, there's a D1000 kill roll to be made.
Watch the 6. Ready?
Yeah, here we go. Hey.
Hey.
Pretty close to average, slightly below.
Pretty good. I mean, it's okay.
Better than average. Or not better than average, but you know.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I think what happens is your kill counter, the bombs start going off, and it goes, and it's like it's spinning super fast. It gets to 470, and the radiation from the detonations fries the systems on the bird, and it just pings at 470 and stops. Damn it! There was so many more of those, but whatever.
Nope, it's fine.
Sweet. I mean, I think that's a nice image to end the episode on, right? The detonations, the 470 kill counter frozen there. Planet completed.
I gotta get grilled about my life decisions.
I have to decide if anyone gets the Crimson Sword for that planet.
Yeah, I was wondering about
technicality. That. Yeah. Think about that. I'll think about that.
I mean,
I might get an Oak Leaf.
It's probably the captain because they're getting
I
promoted.
killed the last alien on the actual encounter.
Right.
Didn't hunt down and kill the last threat token that I had on the board. I mean, you technically killed all the aliens, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
That's why I was thinking in the event of a tie, it should probably, after the captain pulls their weight to get the snipe base of the award away from you all as they get promoted off the Savannah. It's probably what I was thinking. But
higher ranking officers taking the credit is definitely
especially
likely.
someone who we know wants nothing to do with us and just go back to their research and get away from us.
She very much believed that acquiring these substances and these particular creatures would help her regain her position.
That's her goal.
Yeah.
You've gotten an extremely awesome set of samples thanks to that strength usage there. So,
God, I can't believe they're in our ship with us. This sucks.
Look, name one time where bringing alien material on your ship caused a problem. I mean.
Oh, sure. I can name 3 episodes worth of times.
It's probably fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
As long as she takes it to another ship, I don't care.
So we're like dangling in space, or did we get reeled up to the dropship?
Yeah, you're still technically haven't been picked up yet. If you want to end on it, give us the last little beat there, Morgan.
I want to. So I finally get on board and I just like crack the seal on the helmet and I'm just like instant get the goddamn cancer stick out because fuck, I gotta fix that.
Nice.
Oh man, this would be the first time we could smoke in forever. Yeah.
And it was a high pressure environment. If you are a smoker, this is definitely tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just for extra irony, the camera captures as you're raising the cancer stick to your mouth to light it, like your radiation badge on the arm of your armor is
actually, yeah, I light it off the suit.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah,
that's the stuff.
You strike it off the radiation. You strike the match off the radiation.
I just put it in my mouth and then just put it to my arm. And I
don't smoke. All right, that's awesome.
Oh man, Morgan, always good for the perfect button on the scene.
Yep.
Wow.
I try.
Light it on the suit. Beautiful.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Good game, everybody.
Yeah, good work. That was fun. Oh man, that was really good. I felt
that went super well. I was worried about people dying today. There were so many things that could go wrong.
Oh yeah, totally. But like it felt super engaging in that way because we were always wondering like, oh man, what is going to be the attack vector that John's gonna, prod us with? Because there's about 6 different ways between our batteries, between the aliens, between the depth, just all of this stuff, between timing of the rest of the politics of the savannah, like all like radio distance, like all of this stuff, technology, just all of these things were fighting us today. But our roles were super successful, and your roles were complete butt, which was great.
Yeah,
you're bad. One thing I like this game, like the system, it's vulnerable to that problem, the like roll till you fail thing that sometimes happens in games where like, oh, just keep making stealth rolls and to get into the king's castle or whatever, and someone's gonna mess it up. But I think this game, to some degree, helps mitigate that, and also like good practices from Burning Wheel and other stuff where it is there is a potential for that of like roll till you fail, but it's like very much driven by the fiction. Like this is the set of things you've decided to put yourself into, and in that sort of FUBAR catch-22 military kind of way, like you've decided to go into a situation where you need to succeed at 6 different rolls or stuff's going to go south, and you kind of buy into that broken kind of system to some degree.
Can I just say one thing to the audience that's watching? So what you guys may or may not know is that John gave us the map, but Morgan and I completely came up with stuff, including all of the idiotic ideas about nuclear detonations and our battery packs running out. And
hey, that was not an idiotic idea.
No, it's brilliant. And one of the things that I want to say is that this game, particularly once you get to higher ranks, encourages you to do stuff. Now, John could have easily said, okay, well, this is the mission. I'm going to write everything down. So you just get to read it off. But instead what he said was like, yeah, here's a cool map. Strash, why don't you make up this mission? Morgan, you'll give us the technical specs. And so the buy-in from us is really huge, but it also means that we decide whether we make this episode exciting or not, because like, obviously, like the scenario, like the fact that it's this planet and we know that there's like crushing depth and all that stuff helps shape how, like, constrain our choices. But overall, like, we are also saying yes to engaging with difficulties and making things interesting for ourselves, which is how these episodes kind of get made. So that's a little step behind the sausage there. So
yeah, it's really critical for this game, and we're going to continue to see that. We'll potentially have some interesting things coming up where we might have 2 lieutenants at the same time, which could be cool. Someone could be a captain, which changes the game again. Captains kind of decide what the general mission is. When you get higher up, like I think Major maybe or Lieutenant Colonel, somebody up there chooses the planetary systems to go to. So while as a GM, I'll have to make up like several different planetary systems to pick from, and you pick where to send that part of the fleet and all that kind of stuff. It like the co-GMing thing grows and grows and grows. And I'm curious to hear what you think, Eric, but in my experience playing, not having to do that is also a bit of a thing in this game where you can be like, I don't have to worry about that crap. I'm just killing things. Like, it's almost its own reward in a way.
Yeah, no, I love it. I really, really appreciate myself, like for past Eric, for making that choice here. And it was actually perfect to get demoted because I really wanted to play Goodman as this sort of like straight soldier, God, I love killing character who doesn't want to really think about the rest of that stuff or anything like that. And so yeah, like once it was great. I was joking about it earlier with everybody. I actually like was laughing how you all had to come up with some plans for all these things, and all I have to do is just show up and shoot things. Yeah. Obviously, I would be super in favor of maybe even eventually being a GM for like a mission or so like that. Just so it'd be fun.
I would love to play. That'd be great.
Yeah. I don't know. And like, I want to do kind of like those types of things and show like, yeah, exactly. As John mentions, that there's different responsibility levels and things like that, which also makes this game a really easy game to have sort of like more of a troop style system where like if you want someone like, if your best friend comes over and you're playing 316, it's like, sure, just pick up a character sheet. It's no problem. Right. You're
just almost, so
yeah, exactly.
You pick 2 numbers and you're ready to rock and roll.
Exactly. It's a really, really easy system for that sort of like rotating.
2 numbers and then you go shopping for your weapon.
That's right.
Best,
Very
right?
important.
That's
And
that's what every RPG should be, right?
Yeah. There's another game that I think is coming out that you might see tomorrow that has a similar style of troop flexibility things as well. So yeah, it turns out military style games make a really, really easy jump in and out, low buy-in type or low investment but high return style game for game groups, which is really a lot of fun.
And you can also do the upstairs downstairs thing where you have the high level folks making decisions in rooms and pushing things on maps, and then you have the people down in the mud and blood.
Oh yeah, you could almost do a I mean, thinking about it right now, you could almost do a sort of like, various Discord groups, as some, asking for ideas of like echelons of different group, like an actual sort of like a, not like a LARP, but sort of like a larger scale.
The living Greyhawk approach to 316. You could totally have like command groups that are doing missions that a different game group does the ground part of the operation.
Doing multiple different sectors, reporting back to the other groups what's going. Like, you could probably do something like that with it. Like, I like how fractal this game is, or modular, that you can just the different parts of the game can get abstracted or break it into, and then also discrete and put to someone else's responsibility. It's really cool.
Yeah.
The other thing is that if I ever get promoted high enough that I'm actually making technical level decisions, it's very unlikely that a major is going to be on the field of battle fighting. So there is a good chance that I might make a secondary character to play.
I think major is the last one that does deploy. After that, you probably don't.
Yeah.
But past major,
Major is, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've actually read through all the higher ranks, but I'm pretty sure major is the one with the APC with the sword and like hanging outside of the the top part of the tank, yelling at everybody after me.
You get the kinetic field armor when you're a major.
Yeah.
Also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
That's where I'm going.
At major. That's when you get it.
Yep.
Never before.
No one would ever have it before that. That would be wrong.
You get an APC at captain, actually. So that's we'll be seeing that.
You did use a strength on this mission.
I did. So there's a chance. There's a chance I'll bump up.
Chance. It's an NFA roll.
It's pretty good. Well, you're also but aren't you like? I think using orbital bombardment has a huge drawback where you're like literally shoot out.
I have to be questioned, and there's a chance I might be demoted. So if but I also, because I technically got the last kill on the planet, I'll be promoted. I'll actually get one more stat point, is what I'm trying to say. I will advance before I get shoot out in terms of my stats. So I might have a 9 NFA, and we'll see if that 10 comes up.
Yep.
Well, did you get the last kill?
Yes. I got 470 of the last kills.
Definitely got the last kill. Did you remove the last threat token? That's what we don't know.
Oh, that is a good question.
We'll see.
All right.
Something John can think about.
All right then. Let's do some outros. I'm Eric. I'm EricVulgaris on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Thanks for everyone for watching episode 7 here of 316. I think we should be able to do it next week too. I sent out the invite just now. I'll let you guys know. Follow me on Twitter. I'll let you guys know all that kind of stuff, because I make events and share the events on Twitch as well for when this happens. Just so you guys can know what's coming down the pipe, because I have so many different games, and it's sometimes it's hard to promote. I have so many games that I don't want to just inundate my Twitter with just like, tomorrow's this game, right now is this game, see next week is that game, because no one wants to see their entire Twitter feed to be like that. So like I'm trying to strike a good balance here, and so rather just share my schedule with everything on it, to be like, hey, if you haven't seen it yet, here's a schedule. So I try to keep everything in order that way. We both win that way. So that's me. I do a lot of role-playing games. I literally play all the games. If you didn't watch it last night, I'm going to put it up on YouTube today. Last night was the game of Shipwreckers by Luke. It's a new game by Wildwood Games. It uses a Blades-like engagement style mechanic for all the roles, about being Cornish shipwreckers in the 1800s. It's super cool. Man, that game is so much fun to play. The rules, just the setting, the rules, everything just kind of evokes the right feel for it. It's really fun. So anyways, that's all I got here. John?
Yeah, that Shipwreckers is really cool. I'm very excited to see that continuing to be played and getting a little bit more exposure. Is there a publicly available version yet, or is it still like closed playtest right now?
I think it is.
Yeah.
It is available. Cool. Cool. I will find a link for that and share that on Twitter as well.
Yeah, I'll try and put it in chat here.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. That game is really, really neat. I mean, just Cornish shipwreckers in the 1800s alone, like that's such a fun idea.
I have it here.
Cool. All right. I'll tweet that out. I think it'd be good for people to see that. Speaking of Twitter, I'm John_Harper on Twitter. This last week, I decided to like collect a bunch of RPG recommendations for people who are new to games. 316, playing 316 kind of prompted that to some degree. Like, oh yeah, and talking to Eric about it, like, yeah, these games that like have kind of fallen out of the spotlight in this new gamer resurgence because of Critical Role and stuff like that. People don't know that 316 exists, and I was like, well, there's probably a lot of games like that are kind of just outside the little D&D space. So I started a Twitter thread about that, and if you go to my Twitter now, the last tweet I posted about it collects all of those recommendations into a Google Doc, so you can just go there and browse a bunch of options for games. I put a little synopsis for each one so you can kind of see what type of game it is. And I will add shipwreckers to that today to point people in that direction. So mostly it's stuff that is currently available. I tried to leave off stuff that's too old and obscure to actually get. Although at the end of the doc, I kind of cheated and put some games in there that you might not be able to find just because they're cool. And I found out, I don't know why, I'm late to the party here. Dogs in the Vineyard is not available right now.
What?
By any means, including the PDF. I know Vincent and Meg are doing, Vincent and Meg are doing an updated version. I shouldn't speak for them. I'm not Vincent and Meg. They at one point said that they were thinking about doing that. I don't know what the current plans are. But I think that's what prompted them to pull the thing off of their store.
Stock, yeah.
I don't know when or if the new one is coming out, but sadly, I'm going to have to move Dogs in the Vineyard to my cannot get section of my game list.
I know Vincent's right now basically revving up for the King is Dead Kickstarter, so that might be the next thing after that.
That is definitely happening.
Which is a great game also.
King is Dead is awesome. If you don't have Dogs in the Vineyard and you want to get it right now, you currently can't. Don't inundate Vincent with a lot of requests. He'll put it up when it's available again. But I was just sad.
Someone who resident, take it from them because they're obviously possessed by demons, and therefore, you being a righteous dog are deserving of it.
That's right. So anyway, go check out Twitter. Look at my list if you're interested in this crazy indie game space. There's a bunch of games. Go play all those games. Strash.
I'm Strash A at the Twitters, which I'm sure has been under my name because Eric's on top of that game. You can follow me there. I design games and I play games. And just as a reminder, for those of you interested, tomorrow there'll be a first session of Band of Blades on Kelsa Delphi's channel. So you should check it out if you're interested in that kind of stuff. It's a dark military fantasy that has kind of a core Blades in the Dark engine. There's going to be a lot of creepy undead and desperate struggles. And it's going to be a lot like this, just with less space and a whole lot more just like fantasy horror. So that's it for me. Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan at MC_Ellis on the Twitter. And if you want to see me be a 70s cop with a wide collar and fight Cthulhu monsters and run really slowly in the intro, because we were all slow in the intro. You can see that over on the Savings Throw show at Black Bag Detectives on Tuesday nights at 8 Pacific. And Eric.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for us today. I know everyone in chat were super excited about Blades, so I guess I just wanted to do also a quick little shout out to Panic Control here in chat. They're a Twitch streamer as well, and they're also running Blades for the very first time and learning it and streaming it with some cool people like the Bubbernaut. So that's super fun. So shout out to you. And if they play on Tuesdays, I think they have 2 sessions so far, so it's pretty easy to catch up to them. But yeah, it's a group learning Blades, which is always great because Blades is a really fun game, and boy, it's so much fun watching people learn Blades. It's such a game that rewards you to like really to learn to engage the mechanics, but it also doesn't pressure you to be like, well, you're dead now, haha. It's just oh wait, if I did that thing, oh wow, this it's a really fun engaging thing. So anyways, yeah, so that's it. I can talk about Blades forever, so I should get out of here and not take up everyone's time. So yeah, anyways, that's it for us today. Like I said, check me on Twitter to confirm whether or not there's a game next week. Right now I'm pretty sure there is, but we'll see. Anyways, yeah, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.